what you had done is after talking to Priestess Eversmay, if you remember, the murder that happened last night was two noblemen, or a nobleman and woman, Robin and Adelia Rowe, and their daughter, Esme, had survived the incident. You convinced the priestess that Annie was some kind of great emotional counselor, grief counselor.
Oh my god.
And Annie convinced her that in order to help her with her grief, she should get an item from her mother and an item from her father, and you use that as a very clever ruse to be able to get into the house to do an investigation of the murder, which led them to find not only was Adelia murdered and beheaded in her bed with seemingly no struggle, Robin Rowe was murdered in his bedroom but on the floor, and they managed to find footprints, one of which seemed to not be entirely human, and scratch marks on the windowsill. So they know something strange and sinister was at work in the murdering of Robin and Adelia Rowe. Esme alluded to the fact that there was a very strange kind of a musky smell in the air, and she heard some odd-sounding voices. But that's pretty much all they really know. So they do know that something broke into Robin and Adelia's house and murdered them with an axe, which would coincide with the murders that happened on the previous town. So it would appear that the murderers from the last town have either preceded or followed our heroes to Riverbreed, and they're up to their old antics. Okay, so yeah, you had just delivered the items. You took the hat and the crocheted pillow and given it to Esme, and now you're outside the church. Tomorrow morning, you were supposed to go and find Rickfried Cotton to stop his stop the racketeers from the protection racket. You have the rest of this evening to use as you will.
Right, so how do we talk to the mayor? Because the mayor has information that we need.
Well, maybe we were too gentle with him?
Uh-oh.
What?
Continue, keep going.
I like where you're going with this, Cyrano.
Well, there's multiple ways to skin a cat, as they say. There's multiple ways to extort information out of a mayor. It's another one that I have used. A little on the nose for this instance, but yeah, it's where we are.
We don't want to get in trouble with the law. So we're not going to skin the mayor, right?
Well, maybe a little bit.
If we have to.
I don't
little
want
skin
any
here and
skin
there.
off of the mayor's body. No skinning of anybody.
We'll do
We've
it where
got
they won't
plenty of
see
it.
it. Yes. Little off the haunch, no one will notice.
Yes. A test spot, if you will.
Oh, I did not think that's where you were going when you first started that. I was like, whoa.
Oh, no one will see that either.
Well,
I
that's
can go
true.
right on in.
It just seems like the mayor would work with us if we had something he wanted, and he just wouldn't tell us what he wanted.
What does he want besides more food and to be left alone?
He didn't seem to care about not being reelected. He has
Right.
power.
Right? And he has money.
Let me ask you. Well, maybe I shouldn't ask you.
No, you should.
Go on.
Did it seem like there was a woman's touch in that place?
I thought I saw a woman. Don't know if it was like his wife,
I
a
don't know.
maid.
Maybe
What are you suggesting?
Women's persuasion, possibly.
I don't want to pull a Lilith.
There's an appropriate quote that someone could pull up here if they could find it.
you're
Annie, why don't
suggesting
you-
that one thing that has happened many times already, that's all on Britannica this time.
Well, are you going to lend a hand or two?
Gross. Gross.
I'm just saying, what could
You're
some
not actually
powerful
gonna do
man
anything.
want than to know that 2 women are after his?
So,
Whatever.
like, you should, and I should get jealous.
Uh-huh. And then what?
I'm not a hussy. I can't do it. Can't do it.
Well, as you're having this discussion outside the church, which is a really appropriate place to have a discussion about the possibility of whoring,
Yes.
you notice that 4 guards walk by. Previously, they'd been in pairs. None of them you recognize, but they're kind of... You see them kind of walk past you, heading southwest down the road. And as well as carrying their usual weaponry and stuff like that, each one of them has like a torch that's tucked into their belt. Not lit, but you know, they seem to be carrying extra light as well, and they're in a larger group.
Okay, and they're heading towards where the murder scene was, you said? West?
They're actually heading southeast down the road, so they're kind of going
Oh, they're going to the east.
this
okay.
way. Southeast, yep. Southwest.
Okay. Okay.
Southwest.
and this is abnormal enough for us to have noticed.
I mean, you're really close to the junction right here. So, yeah, I mean, you'd have seen them or heard them at least go clanking by. But you're used to seeing once the sun goes down, which it is. You're used to seeing a lot of guard patrols in 2s. But this is like a little group of 4. And the other thing you notice is they're all, most of the time, while the guards all wear like leather armor, most of them, some of them wear helms, but it seems to be that most of them don't. All 4 of these do have pot helms on.
Okay, so like the special ops. Okay.
Or at least they're geared up a little bit better than norm, yeah.
Yeah, as they kind of go clanking by, I'll look and say, where do you think they're going? That seems like more of a force than normal for the streets.
Curious.
Find the murderer?
You should follow.
That's what I was saying, to see what's going on.
Well, maybe I'll stay very far behind. They will hear me.
I don't know if they will over themselves.
Okay.
But sure, I just mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the
Caleb?
streets, even though it's starting to, it's dusk, but there's still quite a few people out and about on the streets. And Cyrano's right, they're quite loud as they're like clunking along with all their crap. So.
If it makes you feel better, I can tail them and you can tail me. That way there's a disconnect. If it makes you feel better. A double tail, yes. A tailspin, one of my favorite moves.
They're getting away.
They're so loud. They're not hard to find.
All right, let's investigate.
Okay. Are we
Yes?
doing the tailspin?
Tailspin?
Ah! Oh, was that a yes or was that a question?
Don't
Yes.
yell tailspin.
Okay. Tailspin. I'll go
360, but like 360 into the crowd, so like I almost disappear into it.
Right. Okay.
And then I start tailing them.
Well, you don't have to tell them far before you notice that 4 guards have set up here, and 4 guards have set up here. Basically, the 2 roads that lead into the wealthy area where all the nice big homes are, they have posted, additional guards, and clearly are going to take precautions in case such a thing should happen again.
Okay, so they're more. This is more of a preventative measure than it is anything else.
Yes. Yeah, they're
okay.
basically, they're literally posting 4 guards on each road, and trying to make sure that people don't wander down into the rich area unawares. And it's a fair assumption, knowing how the area is back there, that maybe they've got a few other guards dotted around in amongst it too. Obviously, being that you are on north sides, which is the wealthy area, people care more about not being murdered or robbed, because it's generally a thing that they don't want to happen. On the south side, they care about not being murdered or robbed, but the authorities don't really care to stop them being murdered or robbed as badly, so...
All right, I'm going to just wait till the rest of the group comes up then.
Okay.
And just say,
Well, it looks like they're just bolstering their defenses. Nothing more.
So,
Now
seduce the mayor?
Seduce the mayor.
I don't know if we could even get through now.
That's sort of what I was getting at. Yeah.
And about this time, you hear...
Well, baste my steaming puddings, look who it is. Hello, hello.
And through the crowd, as the crowd starts to disperse a little bit, you notice a small fellow kind of waving his hand in your direction, as you recognize a familiar halfling from several days ago.
Hello, Rick Free.
He says, hello, Miss Annie. Well, I was just about to, head home. You haven't forgotten our arrangement for tomorrow, have you?
Oh, of course not. We would never let you down. It's never been a thought.
Oh, good. I was only saying to my intended, just this morning that not to worry, they'll definitely not let us down. After all, they've already taken some payment, and they seemed an honorable sort.
Well, we will be meeting you at the shop tomorrow morning, right? What time was that again?
Oh, very early. Amalda did say that you probably should come perhaps as early as 8 o'clock. They're supposed to be around about 9.
Quick question. Is it
Strangely
3 people?
punctual for a bunch of thugs, to be honest.
Oh. Is it 3 thugs?
3 or 4, give or take.
Is it 3 or is it 4?
Well, the first time they came to visit there were 3, but last time there were 4, so... Honestly, I can't admit to knowing exactly how many there'll be, but I've never seen more than 4. After all, me and Amalda are just 2 small halfling textile merchants. I doubt they see us as much of a threat. Oh, little do they know, though. Oh, they're going to get such a surprise when they find you here tomorrow.
Yes, speaking of which, do you want us to be immediately visible to them, or hidden away in your shop for them to get further in?
Well,
We don't want to scare them off before we can talk to them.
Oh, no, quite. I mean, you are the experts, after all. The way you dealt with that problem down at the Wayside Inn, it was most impressive. I would, of course, defer to your professional judgment. I would like to say, though, can we not start anything inside the shop on the grounds that I'd rather not have all of my valuable stock completely decimated and destroyed should things get out of hand?
Don't worry about that. It's not like we have a sorceress who just casts fireballs.
Oh, quite. Well, I'm very, very glad to hear that. Although I could imagine a sorceress could come in quite handy when dealing with thugs. But we did agree that you'll try to do it without resorting to physical violence.
Of course, yes. That is still our hope.
I just fully do understand that while your intentions may be that, we can't guarantee that the underworld element will comply. So, should there be any scuffling, let it happen outside, as opposed to inside, if you don't mind.
Right.
We'll do our best.
Oh, and one more thing. Do you remember that strange circumstance that was happening when we was down at the Wayside Inn? The beheadings?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that a couple of nobles, well, they met such a ghastly end as that last night?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right down the street there.
Do you think perhaps it's purely coincidence, or, do do you think it's something more?
It seems like there could be a coincidence, but I would doubt it.
It is a bit concerning that such horrible violence should follow us here from the nearby town.
Well, we are trying to look into that too. So try not to fret, okay?
Oh, so you're involved in that as well? Well, my, you are a useful, resourceful bunch, aren't you?
Yes, we're involved in everything.
Love that sarcasm.
Every little thing.
Well, I won't keep you. But I'll see you bright and early tomorrow then. Oh, take care.
Soodles off.
I don't know how we're gonna not fight these thugs tomorrow.
We're absolutely gonna.
Well, of course we're
kill
gonna
them.
have to. Well, I don't know about killing them, but there might be a physical altercation of sorts.
Well, don't
Let's
just
stop
guys.
them.
Don't forget that if they get riled up, I can calm them down. So don't go straight to violence, okay? We have to try.
I mean,
Sure.
we could talk to them and say we want to talk to their leader because we have a better arrangement possible. you
What?
know.
What arrangement?
Well, we don't actually have to have one, just we say we have one. So he gets in on their operations.
Wow, that's sneaky.
Then what?
Yes, then what? We never really follow through with what's next.
Well,
you're all,
care
you're all
about
very
their
good about
operation.
surface planning, aren't you?
Then we panic.
well,
We get to the headquarters, and then what, Alexa?
we start our interactions. Then we go to the mayor and tell the mayor we know where the criminal element is and we can deal with him if he divulges his information.
What if he's working with the criminals for some reason, as yucky
Well,
mayors
then-
are wont to do?
Then Cyrano can
mayor.
skin them.
No, I don't want to actually
Why
skin
does he
anybody.
Get to skin him? I want to skin him.
Go ahead.
I said already there will be no skinning.
Okay, chopping,
Maybe.
slicing.
I mean, at the
I
very
see.
least, we can then go to the authorities and report the mayor on with the guards.
Okay, so we're going to find this head of crime, know his location, leave safely from his location,
Well, we're more
go
than
directly
capable
to
of.
mayor somehow past these guards to let him know we know where they are.
Why do you doubt your abilities all of a sudden? Look at
I'm
what
not
we've
doubting.
been
I'm
able
just-
to do.
As Annie mentioned, I would like some follow through on why we're doing it and what we're going to do when we get there, so that we're not just.
It's breadcrumbs. It's
Mhm.
one lead to another to an answer to the Godstone.
You think that the best way to the mayor is through the gang leader.
Well, there's a criminal element in this town.
What if we could find out the mayor is actually the game leader.
That's what I'm
leader.
thinking.
Never
And then we're
know.
in the same position
And then we can threaten him.
with
Skinning.
axing.
I mean, look, the mayor is not a pleasant man by any stretch, but he seems a bit too lazy to be a ringleader.
Yes, probably right.
I mean, we did hear him drunkenly talk about things in the bar the other night.
Yes.
I have no doubt if he was in charge of a gang of bad guys, he would have already said such.
Maybe that's why he's so blasé about his power over this town, that he's not worried about it because he's got the underbelly as well.
Okay, so how do we find out whether he is connected or not? Den of bad guys answers to him.
Just wanna
Well,
go
why don't we-
chop him?
Okay. If that is what we're gonna go with, when we meet these hooligans tomorrow, we'll get it out of them.
You think they'll tell us if he's the leader?
Yes. Yes. If we use the proper techniques, they will.
Which is your specialty.
A tailspin?
Me, my specialty? I'm not a no. Tailspin is something. No.
You are literally an assassin. You have said as much.
Yes. Yes, I'm an assassin. I'm not a torturer.
No, I'm not tortured, but
I could
you know how to talk to other criminals.
What? You saying I'm a criminal?
I don't think assassination is legal in civilized places.
He's a 1099. It's fine as long as he just claims.
You don't consider yourself a criminal?
W9 employee.
No.
So all your kills have been legally sanctioned,
I think it's more of a gray area.
which means illegal.
No, it just means a gray area. It depends on your.
High crime, not that low gangster crime.
You're
I'm
not,
not doing gangster crime.
Yes.
I'm not doing beat 'em ups and that sort of stuff.
you're not killing people for survival, right? I mean,
here's the thing. Here's my distinction. I'm a professional.
criminal.
No, I'm a professional at my job. If
Which
I'm a
is-
professional, you can't be a criminal at it.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's such a derogatory. Criminal is like these people who beat up store owners and take money out of their pockets just for their own personal gain, for nothing more than to cause havoc. I am more of a hired vigilante, if you will, where technically maybe I'm operating outside of the law, but it's for the greater good. It's for the good of people.
Always? Do you check?
Enough.
Uh-huh.
I do have standards. There are some jobs I have not taken.
Okay.
Children, off the table. Pets, won't do any pets.
He doesn't do pets and children. It's on
I
his
don't do
business
pets and
card.
children.
What about windows?
That's what it
Do you do
says.
windows?
Windows, hey, you pay me, I'll do windows. I don't do those. See, so I have standards.
What are we talking about again with window? What?
Oh, Cyrano is a criminal and Alekma wants him arrested, probably?
No,
I mean, we've been killing
I-
lots of
I
places.
want-
We've had no issue with that.
that's not what I was saying. I was saying he
He
knows
wants me to
that
talk to
world.
them. I can. Yes. I could talk I could degrade myself down to the seedy underbelly of.
Appeal to their little
Yes.
Well,
to
all
their
I
what?
know
slimy fingers.
is all I know is Rick Free said these guys were punctual, so they are professionals as well.
Or they just like to get it done so they can go spend whatever money they have.
What if they're professionals? Then what do we do?
Well, then I can even talk to them more.
That's all I wanted. That's all I was saying. I mean,
So the plan is this. We are going to talk to them in the morning, nicely, at first,
Well, we'll see if we can come to some agreement.
get the information about the leader, and then do what to make them stop harassing Rick Free?
Well, hopefully that will be part of the agreement.
Okay. What do we have to offer them that they're going to agree to?
Life?
Oh, so we are going to threaten them. Okay, I'm just making sure.
Well, of course we are.
Got it.
We'll
Just
try other
clearing that up.
tactics, but if it comes to that, there's no honor amongst thieves. Not that I'm a thief.
well, you steal
just-
lives.
It is I do steal lives.
Does indeed. Okay.
I would
so
say I more set them free. Like a fisherman. I catch, I release. I don't keep the life.
catch
It's not
and
my
release.
soul. It's not my body. I just free the life from the mortal coil and off it goes to wherever it wants. I set it free.
How noble of you.
Really, they should be thanking me. If you really think about it.
Are you satisfied with that, Alekma?
Are you satisfied with that, Alekma?
Is there an echo?
No. It's asking a question. Inquiring minds.
I mean, look, if we find information about this organization based on our arrangements, we can still go to the authorities or the mayor and use it as trade, like a trading chip.
Now, what if they're all in bed together?
That's what I'm thinking. We've got no.
Why
Why
one
is
to
that
go
the?
to.
Why is that the automatic assumption?
I said, what if? I prefaced it saying, what if?
Well, then we threaten them all, right?
Well, I don't know about that plan.
The whole town.
I just mean let's take the thread and we'll just pull it one little bit at a time. See where it leads us.
Sure, that works for me.
It doesn't work for me, but I don't have a choice, so we're doing
Well,
it.
okay, what do you want to do then?
No, I'm just saying. I want to go right back to that mayor and chop at his little neck until he tells me where that.
Go
freaking
ahead.
lizard is.
Go ahead.
I mean, we could go to the mayor right now and say, hey, we have evidence of a criminal thing, and we can deal with it if you tell us information about the wizard.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine with me, too.
You think he's going to care about a little tiny shop?
Didn't we mention that? And he said that's what the police are for, or the guard?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, he absolutely
out of
did.
character, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure he was
He
like,
did.
I don't
He
give a shit about
did,
any
yeah.
of
He
it.
did. He's like, that's what I have the guard for, bro.
Yeah.
Just like that. So again, Britannica, if you'd like to do that, by all means, go for it. I just don't think you're gonna have much leverage there.
Fine. So what do we do until the morning then, I guess?
We go back to the inn. Hope the mayor gets there. Hope he gets drunk again. Then talk to him while he's wasted.
That's not a bad idea.
Cyrano, do you have any more of that little poison that we had before?
Wait. Oh, the roofies?
You know, the little
GSP.
I don't think
puffy,
so.
puffy juice? I thought you took some, no?
No, the only poison he has
No.
is a weak poison from my snake.
Oh, okay. I
It
thought
sounds
you had
really
I thought you
weird.
had kept some.
No, I didn't.
Handful of your
Shaggy.
snake
Alcohol is poison all the same.
Yes, if we
Little
if we
extra
can
in there.
we can loosen his tongue enough with that, he could blabbermouth about hopefully everything.
So we're just gonna go stake it out in the inn. The need.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything else to do.
What about the bad-smelling man that Annie's son got? That was in the inn too.
The evil one that she said was evil?
Yes.
A little
Definitely
bit evil.
I was curious if Riverfree would say that was 3 people, because then I would have thought maybe it was those 3. But if there's a 4th, I don't know. I'll be curious to see if they're the 3 that show up tomorrow or not. Then I'll know which one is like the leader of the 3, because I'll smell him. I'll feel his evil aura.
Okay, well, I guess to the end, we'll just go and wait, and hopefully any of them show up.
Well, we'll have to go to the fancy place, right?
Mhm.
That's where
Well,
the mayor was. Okay.
Yeah, we're already in the north side town, so that's easy. We're already
Okay.
here.
To the fancy inn.
All right, to the fancy inn. But Son of Joxer just said, you can't just say, I'm going to do a treason. That was one of my favorite quotes ever.
Who said that?
I think that was a Satch quote.
I
Can't
think it
just
was.
say I'm going to do a treason.
I'm pretty sure that was him.
Yeah, gotta love it. Going to do a treason. Not the mayor's house. We don't want to go there. You want to go to the Silver Duck. Okay, there we go. We go ahead and get you guys appropriately positioned inside the dock. And let's see, it's evening time, so we're gonna go ahead and get a little bit of populace in here. Alrighty, and then let me bring you guys in. For some reason I like my S facing the wrong way.
That happens.
It does. It's your moonwalking talents.
Yeah. My level 6 feet that I took.
Moonwalk. Just moon druid feet. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, so you guys are into the duck. Oh, and that's not the one we want. We want this place. Okay.
All right, yep. So you wander into the Cozy Duck, the tavern / inn / fancy place here in town. All right. What's your game plan? As soon as you walk in, the gentleman that's kind of been somewhat sarcastic but mostly friendly sees you, the guy that leads everybody to the table. He goes and stands in front of the fire and smiles at you as you walk in. He says, "Oh, you've decided to frequent our establishment again, have you? Excellent. Would you care for one of the tables here up front, or perhaps you'd prefer one through the archway to the left?"
Can we sit at the bar up front right here?
Oh, of course, you're welcome to sit at the bar if you wish.
Can we get 4 seats next to each other, though?
Wait, why don't we take this table here in the
Jane,
corner?
how bars work.
Sorry, that table's reserved for certain types of gentry.
Like the mayor?
The mayor would definitely be one of those gentry, yes.
Interesting. Yes, I wonder if those
You
people
can
might
actually
speak
reserve that table for a modest fee if you're interested. I can check the schedule and see if it's currently booked for anything this evening.
Can you see if it's booked? We might want to reserve it.
Yes, let me check. It isn't.
It's not booked.
No, not this evening, no.
Oh. Does the mayor have to book it too?
Sometimes he does, other times he comes in, and if it happens to be vacant, he likes to sit there. Being that he is the mayor, difficult for us to say no.
Right, I did want to meet him. Do you think he's going to show up tonight? I'd love to say hello.
Who could tell?
How often does he come in?
Oh, sometimes we see him 2 or 3 nights of the week. Sometimes it'd be a week or so before he frequents the establishment here. So would you like to reserve that table for this evening?
No.
No? Oh, so in fact it was a complete waste of my time. Excellent. Well, as you can see, there doesn't appear to be 4 seats at the bar, all next to each other, unless you'd like to politely ask one of the patrons to move. Perhaps they will, for such distinguished folk.
Sure. I'm gonna look over at Britannica.
Me.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm just gonna stroll past and walk up to this. I can't tell what we've got here.
Okay, so you've got
Person.
a fairly young, kind of somewhat attractive blonde woman. You've got an elderly
that's-
gentleman who walks with a walking cane, and then you've got the gentleman with the 2 swords that seems to be the peacekeeper here in this establishment.
Okay. I'm gonna come up to this woman. I'm gonna be, excuse me.
She kind of turns around and like, yes.
Would you be a dear and just move over 1 seat over to the left there, if you don't mind? My girlfriend and I want to sit over here, but we don't want to sit separately, for safety. So if you could just scooch one over.
There's 3 chairs right here.
Oh, I know, but we have our other friends too, and you know how it is. We all need to be in a little group, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, no, I suppose not.
Yes, thank you.
And she kind of gets up and moves over. Kind of doesn't cause a lot of fuss, but she does seem a little awkward about the whole situation.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm gonna wave them over. Come on.
All right.
Okay, so the woman that's kind of wearing the kind of big ruffly red arms and she's got like a hat with gold ribbons and stuff on it, the person that owns the establishment. So as you all muscle your way over, she walks over to you and leans on the bar. And with a big, bright smile on her face, she says, "Right then, what can I get you?"
I'll have a couple of ales, please.
Right, 2 ales. What about anybody else? Ladies?
Yes. Nope, go ahead.
Oh, just a house wine for me, please.
We don't actually have a house wine, but we do have Riverbreed Red, Barbarasco, Hermitage, or Constantine. Constantine is a white. So either the Riverbreed, I suppose, is closest to a house wine as we have.
I'll take the Riverbreed Red.
Right. So 2 ales, a Riverbreed Red.
Do you have any whiskey?
We do have a 1 malt whiskey, yes.
I'll take one of those, and whatever this lovely lady to my left would like.
She kind of, well, that's very kind.
Of course, thank you.
I'll have a Riverbreed Red myself, if it's all the same. She says, right, and what about you, lass, with the shiny breastplate? And she leaps over and literally just goes, bong, 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 and knocks, like, on the top of your breastplate. Not hard, just to get the tapping sound of metal.
You know, a lot of people like to do that. I don't like it.
I could imagine a lot of gentlemen like to do that.
That's not funny.
Oh, well, I do apologize.
Do you do delivery?
Delivery?
Like if we wanted to send a meal off to somebody?
I suppose we could. I mean, I don't have anyone that could do the delivery, but I can certainly give you the food to take away if that's what you want.
You don't have any kind of like stable boy that could deliver a meal to somebody?
Well, I suppose, perhaps, yes.
See, I got off on the wrong foot with the mayor. I'd love to send him a meal and a note that says, apologies, we're at your favorite place. Here's some food. If you want more, you know, you could stop by. We could get him whatever he wants. I just want to, give him something to say sorry.
Well, if that's what you want, maybe, perhaps a bottle of, Barbarasco and, some braised venison.
Perhaps send the venison and I'm gonna write him a little note. Is that okay?
Oh, by all means. Of course you'll have to, tip the stable boy for his time.
Oh, of course. Yes, he will be compensated.
But overhearing this conversation, this gentleman with the 2 swords kind of doesn't come and stand next to you, but walks out a bit more openly so he can be seen as he sips on a clear glass of liquid. And he says, of course, that's assuming that our good town militia will permit such a lower-class citizen from making his way into the noble quarter under the circumstances. On the way in this morning, or this afternoon, I noticed a rather vigilant group of our militia blocking the roads.
Oh. Are you saying you could do it then?
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh.
I doubt they would let me through any more than they would a stable boy, but I have no intentions of strolling down the streets with a armful of braised meats and a bottle of liquor, unless it's to deliver it to a certain young lady friend of mine.
Who's your lady friend?
Well, I don't think that's particularly any of your business, is it?
I'm just interested in relationships.
Are you? Well, perhaps you should be more interested in the relationship between you and whatever it is that you're drinking.
What? I'm not drinking anything.
I thought that was the case. I noticed everybody else had ordered except yourself. Is there a reason for that? Just curious.
Just got a little distracted.
Oh, you're just distracted.
Annie, you don't need to answer his questions.
Okay.
You see how that works? You see? That's how that works. No,
that
you're
works.
correct. It's none of my business. And with that, he just kind of turns around and goes and sits back on the chair with a smug look on his face.
What's that man want?
The woman behind the bar, she says, "Oh, don't mind him. That's Dagon Zeal. He's very expensive, but very, very good."
What?
Good at what?
What are you good at, Dagon?
He kind of like looks up. He says,
What are you good at?
I'm very good at making sure bad things don't happen in this establishment.
Oh, in this are you like the bouncer?
No, I tend not to bounce. I more skewer.
Oh.
Fortunately, most people around here know better than to get on the wrong side of my twin blades, so usually all I have to do is stand up and yawn as if I'm about to put my hands on my swords, and that's usually enough.
What the what? We saw.
WR 10 months of subscribing. Take your pants off. Hit the hype. Welcome. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
He
look
says, yes,
at Cyrano
we
and be like,
rarely
must
have
be
any
nice.
problems here.
Nice to have someone like that around.
As Sandal Bornachet said, I'm not particularly cheap, but I am effective.
So he's a professional. Like you. And I'm going to clap Cyrano on the back.
Now, let me ask you a question, good sir. Would you consider yourself a criminal?
A criminal? No, not at all.
Thank you.
He says, no, any time that I have to resort to physical violence on the rare occasion, it's always because somebody else pulled a blade and attempted to skewer me first. Of course, here in an establishment like this, I have plenty of witnesses to notice that it was purely self-defense.
Of course. Have you ever worked for anybody else before in town?
About a year ago, I did try to do a stint across the river at the Crossroads Inn, but other than the fact that they found it difficult to pay my salary, initially I thought that it would be a little bit more entertaining because I'd get more to do. But I found sort of that there most people either wanted to just hit you with a chair, a broken bottle, or perhaps stick you in the back when you weren't looking with a knife.
More of a roadhouse situation.
Roadhouse.
So what's happened here in this establishment then?
Oh, little to nothing for a good while. If there is a problem, it's usually because travelers or wanderers come in and have a little bit too much coin to spend and get a little bit too tipsy. And don't mind their manners with gentle folk such as the ones that usually frequent here. But of course, I can tell you're all highly sophisticated and eloquent in the way you speak and have exceptional manners.
Thank you. That's projecting. We try.
That's projecting.
So, being in your position, do you hear of other establishments that don't have someone in your profession to help them?
From time to time.
The shops.
Shops? I don't work for retail. More of a corporate man myself, no.
Well,
no,
who protects the shops and from thieves? And
well, the shopkeepers
bad
and the militia.
things?
That's why we have such a efficient yeomanry, as it were.
I guess just from one protector to another. Have you heard of anything with Mr. Rick Cotton's racket that some criminals have been running against him lately?
I've heard rumors that there are individuals that sometimes shake down easy marks, as it were.
Yes, you see, we've been tasked with preventing that actually tomorrow. So we have. Any tips or information you might be able to pass on? Again, just as a courtesy between bouncers.
Perhaps tell the local militia that there's a problem, and not get directly involved.
Well, it's maybe a bit more of a contract situation like you have here.
Oh, I see. Oh, so
A professional setup.
oh, you're supposed to hang around and look kind of imposing and stuff, so that maybe the underbelly doesn't continue to bother Mr. Rick Freed and his textile emporium. It'll probably work right up until you leave. Then they'll probably murder Rick Freed and that cute little halfling bride of his.
So you do know about what's going on then?
I know about what's going on, but I don't pretend to make it my business. I've heard the rumors. People do tend to come in here and get a little drunk. The mayor, for example. And his son is very fond of meeting with his friends here some nights.
Oh, the mayor has a son.
Oh, he does, yes. He was here the other night, in fact. He dresses very well, he speaks very well, but between you and me, he's a first-degree shit.
Is he kind of like the mayor too?
Oh, he's very different than his father. Quite a flamboyant young man. Has a way with the ladies, but generally multiple ladies. He gets around.
That's bad. But him and his father, they're good.
Are they good?
Yes, do they still... Is it one of those things where the mayor's like, I don't talk to my son, he's a little shit? Or are they friends?
If the mayor was a decent father, he probably would be somewhat of a disciplinarian and act in a way to try to reel him in, but I don't think he really cares. I know the boy lives with the mayor still, which is, again, such a great accomplishment at the ripe age of 22. But beyond that, he doesn't really spend a whole lot of time with his father. Surprised he's not here this evening, in fact. And he kind of, when he says that, you see him kind of look towards the archway over to the left.
Oh.
Over to this area.
Was he here that... Was he here that last time we were here? Was he that one in the corner?
There is a table that's kind of at the base of the stairs. Yes, he didn't. They do. Him and his friends do tend to go for that table typically.
Was he the guy? Does he have two friends all the time with him?
Trying to think. Last time he was in, 2, 3, 4. I mean, some of his other over-entitled friends would have more money than sense.
It'd be kind of entertaining to meet them. I kind of hope they stop by tonight.
Ooh.
Realmsmith, raiding with a party of 144.
Oh,
Welcome, Realmsmith.
Hello.
Appreciate that.
Thank you for
Much
the raid.
love to you guys. I hope you are having a good evening. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Good to see you guys.
Hi.
Spam them back, everyone. Fight.
Ban it.
See your 20s.
Go ahead and take your pants off, guys, and join the show. Booyah.
Welcome. I'd kind of like to meet them. Yeah, I do hope they show up tonight.
Well, there's a fairly good chance, but they don't usually come in until quite late. Most of the time, they're 3 sheets before they arrive here.
Ooh.
Well, we got nowhere else to be.
That's true.
Just tactics. Thanks for the resub.
Notice because I didn't have a 20.
Thanks.
I can use my 20s. I was like, wait a second. There we go.
Alrighty. Raid! What's up, guys?
Thank you.
Okay. So, the entire time the proprietor, the Sandal Bornachet, she's kind of just stood back and just allowed you guys to kind of have this conversation. Once Dagon has kind of stopped talking to you guys and taken another sip of his water, she moves back in and she says, "Oh yes, the mayor's son is
Quite a nasty piece of work, if you ask me. Him and those friends of his.
Pickled Herring Viking, appreciate the cheer, thank you.
Thank you.
Greetings from Camp Odo.
I feel like I'm right. I feel like it was those 3 men that I saw last night, sitting in the corner there.
Were those the ones you said were evil? I'm whispering it.
Oh. Yes, one of them was evil.
Okay.
Let's ask what he looked like to get the matched description.
Can't remember what they looked like.
Oh,
Oh, come on, you expect Jane to remember something from 2 weeks ago?
There's no way. They looked
what does the sun?
devious.
What does this son look like? What's his name?
Could be.
I think there was like a cape involved, maybe.
Cape
Oh,
was
yes.
involved?
Capes are quite dubious looking.
Gotta be a cape.
I mean, if you're going to be evil, you gotta wear
If he's
a
a
cape.
little
Yeah.
shit, he's
It's
definitely
all about
gonna wear a
capes.
Well, wait. What are we gonna? If they do come in, what are we gonna say to them?
Well, maybe we can buy them a few drinks and
Sorry,
loosen
Sam,
his
hi from
tongue.
Camp Barbon. Appreciate it. Welcome to the show,
Maybe he
dude.
hates his dad enough to divulge some
Greetings
information.
from Barovia.
Or maybe he'll get drunk enough to where he'll divulge information regardless.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't actually think he's the one doing the racketeering. That would be strange, right? If
I
the
don't
mayor's
know.
son.
Sure, but maybe he knows.
He's got dirt.
He's
he'd
a
like
little
to share.
shit, then he probably knows.
Hmm.
Maybe he hates his dad
Has to.
enough to at least tell us how to get to him.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I need.
Tell us how to blackmail your father, son.
Mm-hmm. Annie, he's a fan of the ladies, so we
I
could
didn't like
just-
hearing that.
Are you gonna do that thing you did in the tavern?
We could do that
Not
thing
gonna
we did
do
in
the
the-
thing we did in the tavern.
But this is a bad guy, Annie. We're taking advantage of him, not the other way around.
Yes, but at what point do we stop?
You had no problem doing it to those other guys who were doing bad things.
Because
Mm-hmm.
we had the
Uh-huh.
cup, and we knew as soon as they drank from the cup that they would
You
pass
said
out.
yourself you felt he was evil, right?
Yes,
So,
but I don't know if it's the same guy. I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe.
well, if he is, you do your little ooh on him. See if he's evil. Sniff him
Yes.
out. Sniff his evil.
Your little ooh.
Yes.
And
Sniff his evil.
And then we do that prostitute move.
and then we'll do the prostitute move. Okay?
You saying it's not enough for all of us to? I mean, like everyone to
We're
hear?
whispering to
Okay.
each other.
Because you are at the end of the bar, so I guess.
I'm like,
I think this is foul, and I can't believe I've done this more than once already.
it's a great tactic, and you should just embrace skills set we have.
I don't consider it a skill on my resume, Britannica.
resume.
Persuasion? It's definitely on your character sheet. I've seen it.
I'd like to work for you.
Meta no meta.
It's
I
going on
usually am
resume.
able to convince people with my
With your
niceness.
spells and
And my
magics.
puppy dog eyes.
What's any different? It's the same thing.
Well, we'll see, all right? We'll see.
We're not going to do anything. I'm not going to make you do anything.
I know that. It would never go that far. I would... Anyway. Yes.
Anyway.
Well,
Look out
guys,
for
let's
him.
hang out here, see if this guy shows up.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So when you say let's hang out here, Sandra Bornachet gets a big smile across her face and says, "Well, if you're going to be hanging out, perhaps I can fetch you some food.
Yes,
That
and
braised
forget about
venison
that
that I
delivery.
mentioned you could drop off to the mayor is a mighty fine meal for a hearty young lass such as yourself."
Right. We can't deliver that anymore because I forgot about the guards, but we'll take some of that stuff.
Right. So what? 4 plates then? Yes.
Guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds
4
great.
plates of
Yes.
braised venison and a refill on your beverages.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so that was another one malt whiskey, another 2 ales, and a river breather. Are you sure you don't want anything to drink, lass?
Just have some water, please.
Water. You're as
I
bad
need-
as old Dagon over there. Fine. Water it is. And she reaches underneath, pulls out a metal pitcher, and pours you a mug of water and hands it to you. He says, right, well, we'll be sending that off to the kitchen and get you fed as quick as possible. Do you want to take a table, or are you quite content? You're welcome to sit here and eat at the bar if you wish.
This is fine.
All right. Okay, well, it takes about 20 minutes before they bring you a nice kind of polished brass plate with nice cutlery, much nicer than what you're used to, with a fairly small portion of thinly sliced braised venison, some strange kind of lucid, thick brown liquid poured awkwardly across the top of it, and 3 little potatoes, 4 carrots, and a couple of pieces of broccoli. Just, there you go. And your posh friend that's been doing the lording over the whole establishment is very kind of, he's the one that comes out and eloquently lays your plates down in front of you. He says, now, of course, you are here at the Silver Duck, so do remember, we are about quality, not quantity. Enjoy. And he takes a step back.
I'm just gonna nod and then eat.
Yeah, I mean, someone like the size of you could probably take your fork and stab all 4 slices in one and wolf them down. 3 bites of the potatoes, a spoon of carrots, maybe 5 or 6 bites and you're through. I mean, it's not difficult in this place.
Okay.
But the food is incredibly delicious. It's very well cooked, seasoned beautifully. And by the time you're just about mopping up the last bite, the door kind of opens and you hear laughter and bravado as a few individuals come bouncing into the establishment. Every one of them is very well dressed. Every one of them is probably in their late 20s. Annie St. Clair, you do indeed recognize all 3 of them. I don't know if you can remember which one was the mayor's son, but or which one you sensed as stinking of badness, but every one of them comes in. As soon as they do so, the gentleman that tends to the floor goes, good evening, gentlemen. Your usual table is vacant if you'd like to step this way. Whatever. And they kind of just blow right past him. Bring a bottle of Barbesco, and, let's have what shall we say, 3 brandies as well, what, fellows? And they're like, yes, brandy, bring the bottle, in fact. And he goes, well, there you are. A bottle of your finest brandy and a bottle of Barbasco, please. Absolutely, so I'll bring it to your tables. And they all just blatantly just bulldoze their way through the establishment and noisily make their way to the back of the room. The same table that Annie St. Clair saw them resting at when she came in last night, or when you all came in last night. Okay.
Like, we will sit at that table here. It's getting a little bit crowded.
Did you recognize them? Is that them?
It's them, right?
It was 3 of them at least. There was 4 last night, but 3 of them are here.
Okay. I think so. I'd like to sit at that table over there just so I can feel it out.
Okay.
Yes, a little too crowded. Do you mind if we move to that table, miss?
Oh, not at all. The table's empty. Go right ahead. All right. So you make your way over to the corner table and plop yourselves down. Do you want me to have another round of drinks sent over?
No.
Oh, fine.
I mean, yeah, you don't have to answer for us.
I just say that dismissively, not thinking about it.
Yes, over here.
Yes,
Thank you.
Please.
All right, so another 2 ales and another 1 malt whiskey. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they've gone and sat down, and they, first of all, you don't need to eavesdrop. You're close enough to where their loud voices is echoing down the hallway, so you can hear every word. There's lots of lewd comments, lots of loud laughter, and lots of drink. In fact, they seem to be discussing one nobleman's daughter in a very impolite way.
See, Annie, they're terrible.
Well, since I'm sitting here now, I do want to quietly cast or detect evil and kind of just like look towards them a little bit just to see if it feel anything and if it's the same 3 that I.
Yep, yeah. They are all within 60 feet. So if you just spin in the chair and like, yes, there is definitely a pungent feeling coming from that table. Something makes you feel a little sick to your stomach. The problem is, because they're all kind of crowded and you're all the way over here, difficult to know exactly which one it's coming from. Perhaps it's all of them.
Okay. Yep. Bad eggs.
Really bad eggs.
Okay, then.
So how do you want to go about getting them to spill the beans, as it were?
Oh, God.
This was your plan.
This was your plan.
I mean, it was your
This
plan
is
to
not
start.
my plan.
You're the one who detected these two, or that kid, whatever his name
Wait,
is.
why do we both have
We
to?
didn't
Why
even
can't
ask
it just
his
be
name.
you?
Why do I have to go all alone?
What is the mayor's son's name?
We should have asked that.
Dang it.
I'll be right back.
He won't care.
I'm gonna go over to the waitress again, or the chick at the bar.
Oh, okay. You're gonna go back over and talk to the.
Excuse me. Psst, psst. Could you get over?
Yes.
Okay, so those gentlemen that just walked in, would one of them happen to be the mayor's son?
Aye.
Yes?
Aye. The one that's
Which one?
dressed all in black.
In black. And what's his name?
Bertrand.
Bertrand. Okay. Would you mind sending them around and tell him that me and my darling blonde over there, say he's cute.
Well, as soon as you say that, she reaches over and puts her hand on your hand. She goes, "Oh, lass, I wouldn't do that if I were you. You don't want attention from those. I know they look fine and everything, but no. You'd be much better drowning your sorrows in another Here, have one of these on me." And she pours you another single malt whiskey.
I mean, yes, thank you, obviously, but why wouldn't I want any of their attention?
Well, they're absolute cads.
Right. But, I mean, look at me. You don't think I can handle a few little boys?
Well, I mean, perhaps you can, but why put yourself on the menu, I suppose?
Maybe that's my thing.
Well, if that's your thing, miss, then I dutifully apologise and
Order up.
have yourself a
Mama's gonna
fantastic
have a
night.
Thank you.
Do you need a room?
I'll let you know.
Well, if you do, at least make sure one of them pays for it.
Of course. Send them the rounds. Give them my message, if you would, please.
Right, I suppose I'll have that seen to. And she finger wiggles her waiter over, who comes and stands next to her. She leans in and whispers. She says, the fine large lady right here would like to send a round of drinks to Bertrand and his 2 acquaintances. He says, "Oh, well, I did just put a bottle of brandy and a bottle of Barbusco on their table. They're probably good for just a little while."
Right, well, as soon as they're ready, don't let them wait a single moment.
Oh, trust me, miss, it won't take them long to down both of those.
Perfect. Thank you. I'm going to saunter back over to the table.
Okay.
Okay,
So we've got like 5 minutes before shit's gonna get wild. So I
Okay,
hope you're
what do
ready, Annie.
What's the goal again?
Okay, I told her to bring around and to tell them that we think they're cute.
Okay, but what do we? This is the surface plan. What do we do when we actually
We're gonna
go
get
over there?
them blitzed, and we're gonna start asking about their dads and how they feel about them. We're gonna have to listen to
Who
a
is
lot
your
of
daddy
bullshit
and
that
what
we
does
don't
he
care
do?
about. So we're gonna have to get to the
What's your
meat.
dad like?
What's your dad like?
I want to meet that dad.
Yeah, because if you guys have got money, he must be really minted.
So we're gonna have to lay it on thick. Are you ready?
What do you want Cyrano and me to do?
I guess
If you
Enjoy the show.
If you ever see me do this, that means come and rescue me right away. If you see
Okay.
my fingers go up like this, you better come over quick.
Okay.
And rescue you how?
Say we have to go. It's a thing, and then
Hey,
sweep
you're
us
her
away.
boyfriend, and she
Like,
got lost.
excuse me. Yes, please.
Okay. So I'm Annie's boyfriend.
Oh
Sure.
God.
Because it would make more sense if I was Britannica's, given the height.
Can't be my boyfriend. Whatever it is, I won't need your help. But go ahead.
Yeah, maybe in medieval times it's just like now, 6'4" guys with 5' girls, as it is.
Take all the good ones.
All the tall
Okay.
guys with the short girls.
You guys
Yep.
just stay here. Keep an eye out for any other troublemakers that come in, and wish us luck, I guess.
All
Maybe
right.
we can get it to a point where we can join you over if it's, a more the merrier
Oh
situation.
yeah, that's what they'd like to see.
We'll see.
Okay,
We'll
well,
find a dress.
the bottle of Barbusco goes pretty fast. I mean, 3 people drinking glasses of that. You're down, they're a glass and a half each, and that's it. That's gone. They're downing shots of brandy as they're playing some bizarre tavern drinking game called Fuzzy Duck. As they're screaming and laughing, and all you keep hearing is people tripping over their words, and then, no, drink, 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 drink! And... yes, they're kind of like frat boys, I guess. But after about 30 minutes, you hear, well then, I suppose we should get another bottle of brandy. And as soon as that happens, you hear the grinding of a chair.
Perfect.
Okay. The waiter is kind of standing over in the middle of the room, just...
Go, waiter, go.
you're gonna like get his attention?
Yeah.
He goes, and with that, he goes straight over to the bar, gets a bottle of brandy, and heads over to their table. He gets to about here as one of them is risen from the chair and is staggered towards him. And he says, "Service, as always, is impeccable, sir. I have your bottle right here." He goes, "You've been learning to read minds, haven't you? That's an excellent trick, my dear brother. An excellent trick. Ha ha!" And he staggers and falls back in the chair. The chair almost tips backwards, and the other two laugh loudly and rudely at him as he takes the bottle over, and he says, "This one is compliments of 2 young ladies that are sitting at a table just through there." And he kind of like leans to the side and points. Okay, yeah, you can see the blonde-haired one from your chair, so you're gonna what? You're gonna.
I'm gonna give him a little.
All right, okay. You see the blonde one. He kind of looks and like he's trying to get his eyes to focus on what he's looking at. Beer goggles or not, he seems to approve. And you hear him go, "Hey, lads!
Oh God.
Oh, that one's quite a handful, I'm sure." And he goes, "Yes, quite. Well, enjoy your evening, gentlemen." And rather awkwardly and disgusted, the waiter pulls himself away, walks by, and as he does so, without stopping, goes, I've delivered your message and your gift, madam.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, at this point, now they've all leaned in. And they are whispering. But you can hear them whisper because they're too drunk to actually whisper. He goes, right then, the next person to lose at Fuzzy Duck has to go and introduce themselves and bring them to the table. And he goes, yes, that sounds fair. Let's do that. And they start playing Fuzzy Duck again. At which point the blonde, you hear him like, oh! And they're like, ah, drink. Go, shh. Go on. Just go and bring the ladies over. You hear another grinding of a chair as a very well-dressed blonde fellow gets to the archway, stops briefly to put his left hand on the frame to steady himself before he looks like a complete klutz. With his other hand, he carefully molds his hair into position. And then looks somewhat disturbed when he sees Cyrano and Alekma sitting at the table. But then, being too drunk to care, he comes over. He puts his right hand down on the table, kind of right next to Annie. Annie, you get this kind of wafting smell of some kind of musky perfume mixed with way too much alcohol. As he leans forward.
I get an evil vibe from him since he's alone now.
No, he doesn't seem to be particularly nasty.
Okay.
You kind of, you concentrate on him momentarily, but the pit of your stomach doesn't churn.
Okay.
He says, me and my friends would like to invite you, and he points at Britannica, and you, and then he points at Annie. Not you and you. Not you and you. You stay here.
It's
our table.
Mm-hmm.
And we would like to invite you to join us and the bottle of brandy that you sent.
Oh gosh, really?
Yes, madam. I would find it most delightful if you brought me your company.
Oh God. Fine.
Okay. Give us just a moment. We'll be right over.
Oh my God.
Don't take too long, you.
Oh, we won't.
Okay, and with that, he goes fumbling back to his chair. And there you hear, well? Yes, well, what happened? They're coming over in just a moment. One of them is very well endowed.
Nope.
Annie?
I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it.
I need you.
No, I'm not
You've
doing
got
it.
to do this. Come on. Come
That
on.
was
And I'm going to come around and
absolutely
just start.
horrible.
I'm just going to loop my arm
God.
around her and just drag her back.
Ah!
Come on, sweetheart. You got this.
So I'm not gonna like this at all.
I'm going to plop her down in this chair right here. And I'm going to go stand next to my little friend here.
Your
I
little
kinda lean
friend?
on him.
Okay.
Yeah, lean my shoulder. Hi.
Oh my God.
She's a little shy. She might need a little warming up.
Okay,
Can
well,
I tell now who's
when
evil?
you
Now
go,
I've
you go
seen
and
her.
stand next to him. He kind of leans his chair all the way out against the wall and slaps himself on the knee very hard.
Oh, honey,
Oh,
you're
Jesus.
not gonna like that. You know. And I'm gonna push him out of the chair so I can sit down, and then put him on my lap.
Okay.
That's much better, isn't it?
All right. The other two kind of like stare with their mouths open for a second, and then once he's like repositioned, he like looks at them and goes and starts to giggle, and they're like,
It's hilarious.
"Oh, she's
I
got
know.
you, Robbie. She's got you." And with that, he says, "So, as he kind of looks at you and he puts his arm around Britannica. Now he's entirely too close, and his noxious breath is now like breathing very heavily into your face. Not as bad as smoke, probably, but still pretty bad. As he says, looking up into your eyes, he says, "You are a fine specimen of a woman."
Oh, stop it.
With that, the other one has chair grinded his chair closer and closer towards Annie. He's picking up the bottle of brandy, and one of the cups, he slides it in front of Annie and starts to pour. He goes, "This is for you, my dear. Please, won't you have a drink with me? My bedroom's just upstairs, you know."
I didn't know that. Is he
No,
evil?
but it is. It's just upstairs.
Is he evil? Gore.
Are you going to kind of like focus on him?
Yeah.
No, he's an obnoxious lech, but he's not evil.
Okay, so it's the one that's across. Okay, there you go. I didn't know that. And I'm going to turn to the guy that's across. You look familiar. Is the mayor your dad?
He goes, "That overweight tub of lard is indeed my biological father, much to my own disgust."
He is a little bit gross, isn't he?
Yes, who doesn't hate
He
their
is a
daddy?
lazy
That's
good
what
for
I'm afraid of.
nothing. I am Bertrand Gallum. Yes, indeed, he is my father, as I said, but we share nothing of common except blood.
Of course. Wow, I can't believe I'm talking to someone famous and rich.
Famous? Oh, you hear that, gentleman? She thinks we're famous! And he goes, "Well, I don't know about famous, but we're certainly rich!"
Annie,
What?
giggle.
Okay. Fortunately, they're too drunk to notice the awkwardness that's probably exuding from Annie. If they had detect awkward, Annie would be on the radar. He goes, "My dear, you haven't drunk your brandy."
This is so good. Thank you, you.
Thank you, you.
What's your name again?
Horatio. Lord Horatio Montgomery Hassenworth the Third.
Oh, the more names you have, the richer you are.
No, it just means I'm more distinguished, and our family bloodline is more established in the community.
Right. Oh, the community. I've met some interesting people here. Who's that one small fellow, like, Rick Freed? Have you met that fellow?
Rick Freed?
Yeah.
Rick Freed? I don't know any Rick
Little
Freeds.
hobbit.
Hobbit.
I mean, sorry.
Hobbit.
We don't have those here.
Halfling. Little halfling. Owns that stall.
We don't associate with such people very much. Do we, gentlemen? No, not if we can help it. No, quite. Dirty, smelly things with big, hairy feet? No, not at all. You don't like hobbits, do you, my dear? I'm sure somebody as elegantly as tall as you would have little to do with something so small and insignificant as the halflings.
Of course.
Do pray tell, the gentlemen that were sitting at your table, are those, male folk acquaintances of yours of any significance? Or are they hired riffraff that you brought in here to guard and protect your virtue?
Do we at the table hear this?
Oh, you can
this
hear
question?
every damn word.
Okay, so I am gonna get up,
No.
sit on a chair next to Cyrano, and then like cradle him like he's my significant
Oh
other,
my god.
and kiss him on the kiss him on the like the top of his head.
And I'm gonna say, we're eunuchs, and just wave.
Okay. With
Oh,
that,
no,
they're like, oh,
they're just our friends.
Did that little one say that they were unicorns?
Yes, unicorns.
Unicorns?
No good to us. Only just friends, just traveling companions.
I see. Well, are they going to object when you tiptoe up the stairs with us in just a little bit? Incidentally, there are but 2 of you and 3 of us. So, do any of you have a problem with, sharing? Or do you need
Let's
to
talk
make
about how much we hate.
I know how we can solve this, gentlemen! A round of fuzzy duck!
Horatio, you come here on my other knee. I've got plenty of
That's-
room for
God
both
damn
of
it.
you.
okay, Horatio kind of looks at Annie, and then he looks at you, and he goes,
Excuse me, my dear, but I think you'll be better off with Bertrand.
and he immediately kind of gets up, walks around Annie, and yes, he'll come and sit on your other knee.
And I'm just gonna like snicker and tickle at both of them.
Seizing that opportunity, the mayor's son, Bertrand Gullum, gets up and comes and sits down in
I'm
the
giving
closer
Annie
chair.
dagger eyes to get something done.
As he
Let's all talk about
leans
our
over
daddies
and
again.
slides another empty glass to Annie and fills it up with brandy.
What's your dad even do as the mayor anyway, besides just eat? Isn't that funny?
What did he eat? He's a fat pig. An obnoxious, ne'er-thee-well that's only remembers his name because people scream it at him on a
don't
regular
think he-
basis.
You don't think he does a good job as an actual mayor then?
Have you seen the organized militia we have here in this town? Have you
Yes.
seen the clear division of class? The
Yes.
riffraff stay on the southern side, and
Right.
the nobility and those of worthwhile stock adhere to the north side.
And
The
also,
town pretty much takes care of itself with those things in place. And besides, we have other things in hand.
that's what you're in charge of, because you're smart and capable, way more than your father.
I'm in charge of taking care of myself, having a jolly good time with my friends, and pissing away as much as Borford Gullum's wealth as I possibly can.
So, first of all, great idea. So you're not in charge of the whole, underground thing? Because I think that's cool.
Ooh. I think that's cool. Yeah, give me. Under normal circumstances, it wouldn't really apply, but I've got a feeling that a diplomacy roll would not go amiss under the current circumstances.
All right. Diplomacy roll coming up.
Got a 20.
Ooh.
Yes, had a girl.
Oh.
23. Nice. Okay. What was the question you just asked him?
So I said, so you're not in charge of the whole underground thing? Because I think that's cool.
Okay. He says,
Underground thing.
Not the whole thing. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Oh. I thought it'd be so cool if you're like the leader, the one in charge.
No, I'm definitely not in charge. But,
Well, that's okay.
but you like a bit of danger and adventure, do you, girlie?
Yes, I thought
Is
it
that...
would be quite fun.
Joe,
Why aren't you in charge? I feel like you should be.
Oh, I could not be seen to be molding around with the
underworld elements, it wouldn't do.
But don't you think he could run the thing better than
Of course
you
I could run it better. I could run this whole town if I wanted.
So we should tell him.
Tell who?
The leader.
Tell him what?
I want to tell him that you can run this place.
No. You mustn't say that. Mustn't say that at all.
Why not? I'm sure he would consider it.
No, he'd
Isn't
consider
isn't he a friend of
stringing me up
yours?
and having I'd be found floating around with a dagger in my back in the river. No, you mustn't say anything like that. How do you know him anyway?
I stumbled into him just a couple days ago in the southern district.
Oh,
I was
really?
doing a couple of things, yes.
What business did you have with him?
Oh, we were dealing with that little Rick-free fellow and making sure he got his coin.
Rick
Fried.
Fried. Who's
Dealing
Rick
with
Fried?
some of the merchants. It's just the merchants. It's not a big
I
deal.
see. So are you and your friends, are you going to be working for Cordell? Is that what this is?
We might be working for Cordell, but the thing is, I did bump into him the other day, and honestly, he told us to find him when we were ready to start working with him, but he never even told us where to go.
Well, of course it didn't tell you where to go. Well, it'd be much point of having a secret underground movement if you went around telling everybody how to find it, would it?
That's true, it's funny, but how are we supposed to tell him that we're in? We're in.
Well, I would say if you go across the bridge tomorrow, and if you speak loudly enough at the Crossroads Inn that you're looking for Cordell, I'm sure Cordell or some of his associates will find you.
I see. That sounds a little open. I don't know if I want to go that route.
You're very astute because you understand, don't you? You understand why things run so smoothly here at Riverbreed. Because on the surface, we have this organized militia that take care of everything. But the truth is, they only take care of what they're allowed to take care of, you see. Because the real organization is run by Cordell. And he makes all of the merchants pay a small stipend to make sure that other criminals don't interfere with their business. And I'm sure by now he's probably very upset.
Why is he
Very
so
upset indeed.
What's he upset about? At how handsome and smart you are.
But you flatter me, dear lady. But you are correct, of course. I am the most eligible bachelor in Riverbreed.
Clearly.
But no, the next door to our house last night, Robin and Adelia Rowe were murdered. Well, I can tell you it wasn't Cordell or any of his people that did that. So that means there's another criminal element come to Riverbreed. And that's not good at all.
I'm sure they're probably looking into it.
Probably.
So what did the militia think then? Obviously they're only allowed to do what they're allowed to do, but clearly they know about Cordell and they have to stick to what they know, right? They can't
They don't know about Cordell.
They just do as they're told from
They do as they're ordered by the captain of the guard and by the lieutenant of the militia.
Oh, right. So of course the captain and the lieutenant know about Cordell.
Well, one of them probably does. I feel sure.
You're probably right. I hope they find those murderers.
Well, somebody will. But of course, anybody that's capable of sneaking into a rich man's house and cutting his bloody head off while he sleeps is not a man to be trifled with. No.
So you think these people are more powerful than Cordell's group?
More reckless and more dangerous, perhaps. They're about more powerful. All I can tell you is I will be sleeping with my head under the pillow for the foreseeable future until they have been apprehended.
A pillow will stop an axe, I'm sure.
Well, at least it'll make sure that they don't know it's coming.
Well, I don't know if I should call out strict. Can I just talk to someone below Cordell? I don't want to bother Cordell. Who can I actually talk to?
Nobody below Cordell is going to talk to you, my dear. If you tell them that you know who Cordell is, they'll probably beat you over the head and either drag you to him or just throw you in the river.
All right. That's fine. Well,
But,
I'm glad he's keeping all the merchants so
This
safe.
bottle seems to have evaporated.
No, I'll go get you a new one. Britannica, let's go get them more. We'll be back.
Oh, okay.
Because you all are so handsome. That we
So
don't want
handsome.
alcohol.
Okay, you two, scoot off. Come on, let me go get you
Alright,
some
well,
more.
one of them scoots off and the other one falls off.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab her arm as we walk over.
Let's go. Let's please leave.
Okay, what did you find out? Where's the mayor? How do we get to him?
Plenty enough. Let's leave quick, though.
Like leave? Or
Well, they're gonna come get us and ask us to return if we don't walk out that door right now.
do we know everything we need to know?
I got a name. And
And a location?
in a way, let's just please, can we just go outside and talk about this?
All right, fine. Alekma, Cyrano, I guess, to the door.
Leave some coin on the table.
You don't think they'll see us leaving?
They will.
They won't go very far, so just
They're too drunk.
see what Annie knows, and we'll come back if we need to know more. They're not going anywhere.
How much coin did you put on the table?
Oh, I probably just got 5 gold out, thinking it was gonna be enough. No,
Okay.
Place.
I'm gonna pick up that 5 gold and walk to the bar
Okay.
Okay.
and put it down and be like, if we owe more, tell me please.
Or you're not staying.
Apparently not.
Right, well, let's see. You had 4 single malts. You had 6 ales, 3 riverbead reds, and 4 plates of braised venison. I'm afraid you are a little shy. Going to need another 2 gold and 3 silver pieces.
All right, so I'm going to put down another 5 gold. And I'm going to say, obviously, keep some for yourself. No, obviously, it's tip, but keep them drinking. And I'm going to point to the archway. The guys.
Oh, right.
Until they're, passed out.
I don't think from the noise that I was hearing a little earlier that that's going to be too long. But will you have a pleasant night, my tall friend?
Thank you, and you too, I guess. I don't know, the ladies just wanted to leave all of a sudden.
I hope their stomachs aren't turned by the rich venison.
No, it was delicious.
Oh, well, good.
So yeah, I'm gonna walk towards the door, assuming that's where the party's walking towards as well.
Yeah.
So you guys are all vacating?
Heading out.
I
Yeah,
guess so.
if they're all
Alright.
leaving, I'm going with them.
Follow
Let me
Annie.
go ahead and move you guys out of here. Get you moved. All right. So once you're back outside in the streets, what you planning to do now? By now, I mean, you was in here a good while. So by the time you're out, it's pretty dark outside now. You're probably looking at like mid to late evening.
I'm going.
Annie
Yeah.
what she knows. Yeah.
I'm going to explain
Okay,
everything
okay.
with Cordell. Drop his name, and probably either the captain or lieutenant.
Faithful Encounters
knows.
rating with 34. What's up, guys? Welcome to see you.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome, and I hope you're having a good night. Hope you had a good stream. If you guys don't know, Fateful Encounters also run D&D. Typically on the same night as we do, so that's why you don't really... They usually come over kind of here at the late time, but...
They're early tonight, so there might have been a TPK.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I hope bad things didn't happen. Or maybe they did, and that's a good thing. Who knows? All right. Okay, so you guys are heading out into the
Yes.
streets.
So probably the captain or the lieutenant know about the organization, and they're telling them actually what to do. And the guy's the leader's named Cordell. And if we just... I mean, I think I probably got some bad info here, but they said if I speak loudly Cordell's name at the crossroads, then somebody would find us. So probably not the best way to go about it, but that's everything I found out.
So what you're
And-
saying that the militia is in their pocket?
Yes.
The whole militia?
Well, they probably don't know they're in the pocket, but the leaders, they know.
They're calling the shots.
Yes. What's that for?
Nothing.
Cyrano
That's
did
clearly
say
something.
exactly that.
I did. And Elecma scoffed at me
He did
and called me a
scoff at
criminal, a dirty, underhanded criminal.
I just said that someone who does assassinations is not legal. Wait, that sounds weird.
It doesn't matter. The point was I was right. That's all that needs to be said. Moving forward. You want to try your yelling into the void at the crossroads plan? Annie? Is that
What? What?
what
Oh,
we're going to do?
No, she's
No,
saying
no,
not
no,
to do
no.
that.
Oh,
Right.
not to do that.
That's probably not the best
But
way to
that's
get attention.
what he said, and clearly the mayor's son is involved with it. Just he's
Well,
the-
he said as much, didn't he?
yes.
At a low level.
From what I overheard.
And his father's not involved, that you can tell.
That I can tell. So
Well, we definitely have our leverage for the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
we also have our leverage for the people who are going to come to the halfling's house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shop. We can just say, hey, we know
Could
Cordell.
expose everybody.
You see, everyone, if you just have a little patience, things will just fall into your lap. That's what I've always found.
Well, it seems like they fell into
Yeah,
Britannia's
they,
lap.
they fell in my lap, and then that's how we got the
My
information.
point
See,
is
Annie,
the opportunities will present themselves. Just have a little
And then-
patience.
you have to go for it and take it.
Okay, so what are we
Yes.
doing for the night?
Carpe diem. What are we doing for the night? Are we
Just-
just going to talk to the people tomorrow that we kind of know the down low on?
So we,
Which end are we going to try to
well,
upend? I
well,
guess?
we can't go to the mayor's house tonight, so we might
But,
have to wait for after
Right.
halfling's
Right.
job tomorrow. Right?
Yes. Yeah, so why don't we just rest up and maybe we can get some more information out of the ones that we see tomorrow.
That's great, but we did just leave where we would stay.
Annie got all
I'm
scared.
sorry. We could go stay at the crossroads and just fine.
We'll be all the way down there?
It's just right there.
It's right down the street.
Cross the bridge, down the road, straight on till morning.
What if we get blocked by some murder in the evening?
Well, then you chop his head off.
The guards?
I'm gonna look around and be
I
like,
tried
did
that.
I say that too loudly?
Nobody
Headless
liked
murder?
that
Oh my
idea.
god. I saw
Well,
it.
I mean, there are guards right across the street here, but that's quite, far enough that they can't really overhear you, so...
Not heads,
But they're all
but
standing
legs.
very vigilantly. And then, of course, you've also got the two guard, there's the two
Yeah.
guard towers here and here as well. So, I mean, this whole area around here is very kind of overabundanted with militia.
Okay, so let's go to the crossroads, and then in the morning go to the halfling's job or textile shop.
Okay, so you guys want to just stay the night at the Crossroads Inn, and then get up bright and early and head to
Yes.
your little friend's establishment?
Yes.
All right, sounds like a plan. Okay. Well, you are woken bright and early, probably earlier than you planned to be, by quite a kerfuffle downstairs at the Crossroads.
I would see what's going on.
Okay, yeah, go check it out.
Okay. As you walk down, you are very aware that the innkeeper, Samuel Rollins, is chit-chatting with his cook about last night's murder. Apparently, another victim was had. Another noble in the noble quarter, right under the militia's very nose.
Oh, no.
The Honourable Barrett Lornshire was murdered. And yet again, his corpse was found with no head. You can hear a lot of people, a lot of the commoners are all in uproar, complaining and saying that Captain Bartholomew and Corporal Dansworth need to get their damn act together. Because clearly, if anybody can just run around cutting off heads with impunity, the militia is failing at its job, and it's probably their fault.
Oh no.
Oh my.
So that's yet another murder.
I'm going to give a rather unhappy look at Britannica.
What?
If we had gone to that village where it first was happening, we might have gotten ahead of it. And I'm aware how that sounds.
Voice of words.
But we didn't deal with that problem. You rushed us through the night, and now it's getting worse.
We
But
don't
hey-
know that it has to do with us. You're just assuming that.
Well, they did try to frame us,
Fair.
so it does have to do with us. But yes,
Well, we would have stayed that town and they would have killed 5 more people there before we figured it out because we were solving some other mystery. Either way, these murders are happening.
I mean, this is still fairly early, but it's not that... You don't have that long of time to kill before you're supposed to be over at Rickfried's.
so I'm just going to say, let's just get food and head to the shop.
If you have any clues on how to stop this, let me know.
Become a tree again.
That's the answer
They
to
won't-
stopping all
They
murders.
won't kill a tree, so that might work.
But I can also see. Yeah, okay.
All right, so what do you guys want to do?
Have breakfast and then head over to the halflings place.
Head over to Rickfried's. Okay.
Rickfried's, yeah.
Alrighty. Well, as you get to the southernmost guard towers, the one on the right is a familiar-looking young man. And as you walk up, he smiles with a gappy tooth. He seems to have one of his teeth is now missing. And he politely says, "Oh, morning, mum." Says,
Well,
"I trust you're keeping yourself safe. They're talking about imposing a curfew this evening. Have you heard? I don't think the official announcement's been made yet. But, I'd like to be, the first to, spread the word. After all, I am, hot after my promotion. So, yes, by this evening, there will be a sundown commercial. I never thought I'd see the day that Riverbreed would become a sundown town."
it's awful. What is going on?
Another head got lopped off, miss. Barrett Lornshire.
No.
Stole a jeweled letter opener, some silverware, some books, and a gold inlaid pipe. That's what they said was missing.
right under the nose of the militia. Like, I mean, I don't know if you're aware or not, but last night we had 4 guards at both of the front entry streetways, and we
saw them.
We had at least another 8 militia scattered around inside the wealthy complexes where all the, hobnobs live.
I saw them on our way. They look so diligent. I can't believe it.
Well,
oh my stars.
Barrett Lawnshire's house was it's the middle house, right in the middle. Like, right there. How did they get past them? How did they get past the militia and into Lawnshire's house and off with your head like? Oh, this morning I can tell you that Captain Bartholomew is in a right mood. God, he was pissed. Never seen him so mad. Yelling at everybody. Wanting to know how. I'm glad I wasn't on duty last night, miss. And I was fast asleep in my bed. That way I can't be to blame for it. But a lot of them are pretty upset. Bartholomew says that if we can't soon get our act together, he's going to have to reach out of town to find some experts. Apparently a couple of days ago there was a warden in town. But he's hightailed it. So not quite sure what they're going to do. But I do know that they're going to be very suspicious of strangers. And with y'all being fairly new in town, you'll want to make sure you don't do anything to cast any aspersions on yourself, miss.
Got it. Okay, we'll lay low. Can we help you? Is there any way we can get some information to you? We could maybe ask around, try to get you some little tidbits to help, make you look good. If we've got any clues.
I mean, if you do overhear anything, yeah, by all means, come and tell me.
Do you know about who was just murdered? Anybody who would want him dead?
Barrett Lawnsshire?
Yeah.
Well, not that I can reckon, miss. But, I mean, don't know much about the rich folk that live across river, but, as I said, it's just not something that happens here in Riverbreed. And
there were no witnesses
night
this time
before,
or survivors?
I don't know. Of course, we didn't find out about it till this morning. So, they only noticed then because one of the guards was walking by and noticed that the window upstairs was open still. So, kind of got spooked and went and banged on Lawnshire's door and didn't answer. So, went down to guardhouse and got Corporal. And he went up and banged on door. When he didn't come in, Corporal let himself in and they found him upstairs in his bed. Head gone again.
Oh.
Fast asleep, I reckon he was. They said he hadn't moved. Blood all over the place, they said. All the sheets were soaked in it. Just like what happened to Adelia Rowe. Robin's wife.
Yes, it's barbaric. I can't believe it.
Aye. Well, as I said, there'll be curfew tonight, miss, so don't be breaking that or they'll lock you up in stocks.
Understood. Are they going to close the bridges again as well?
If there's curfew, they will.
Okay. All right, well, we'll keep our ears open for any clues, and if we find anything, we'll pass it along to you so you can be the one to deliver it.
Right, well, yes, miss. And, as always, I probably said too much about what's going on. But, well, you've been mighty kind to me, miss, these last few days, and given me great motivation, and it was, in fact, the Corporal, this morning, Dansworth did say, shame he wasn't on, he wouldn't have let this happen. I felt right proud I did, miss.
I'm so proud of you, that's wonderful. Well, keep it up, stay vigilant, yeah, that one, and if you hear anything, again, let us know, and we'll let you know.
Well, I don't know all the details, but apparently there's going to be some manoeuvres tonight.
Manoeuvres? What do you mean?
Half the militia's been put on, miss. Triple guard all over the noble quarter. Gonna make sure that whoever it is gets right captured tonight, they are. Or we'll get the bastard if he shows back up again. That's one of the reasons I need curfew. Because, of course, under curfew, anybody that's found out wandering around late, well, we already know they're guilty of something. Otherwise, they wouldn't have broke curfew. So,
of course.
All right.
That way we can concentrate on what needs doing instead of having to arrest drunkards in the street and move on vagrants.
Excellent. Well,
Stop
good luck.
people pissing up of each other's walls and stuff.
Oh, that's disgusting. Okay. Well, good luck to you. We'll keep an eye out.
All right. Okay. And are you guys then continuing on to your little hobbit friend, as you called him?
Yep.
Think so, yep.
Yep.
Finally.
Hobbits. Okay. Well, when you arrive at Cotton's Textiles, of course, the door is not open, but that's not surprised because it's too early. Even though it sounds like night, which it shouldn't.
Okay. Can we scope it out while we're waiting to see if there's back doors and stuff?
Okay. There is a back door.
Yeah, well, if no one's here yet, I mean, can I look inside the window? Is there anyone inside?
You can peer in, but it does have wooden shutters on the inside, and they're closed.
Okay.
But you can hear footsteps wandering around inside there.
Okay. I'm gonna give a little rap tap tap on the door.
Okay. You hear some fairly heavy footsteps moving very quickly, and you hear a voice, "Coming, coming! 1 second! Oh, where's that blasted key?" And then the door is opened, and standing there, looking very pleased that you've shown up, is your friend, Rick.
We actually showed up. Who knew if we were?
I hope we wouldn't.
I knew we would.
No.
All right. As soon as he opens the door, he kind of like ushers you inside and says, "Greetings, greetings, my friends. I'm so glad you came."
Yes.
Of course.
We were coming all
You're
along.
welcome.
He says, "Well, you're quite early, but I do like punctuality."
Well, we wanted to make sure we were up bright and early for this task.
Right.
Very,
Yes. Quite.
Near and dear to our hearts, this one.
So I told you
really
they'd come.
care about
I told you they'd come, Amalda. And you can see her sitting behind the counter, and she smiles and she goes, "Yes, you did tell me many, many, many times that they would come, Rickfried." He goes, "So,
Ooh, that
what's the plan? How do you plan on sorting these fellows out?"
Well, we thought we would talk to them.
Oh, I see. When they come in or when they go out? As you can see, my establishment is very clean and very very well kept, and I keep a lovely clean floor. I just want to be sure that nothing gets out of hand inside.
But do you really want us to talk to them outside where all your neighbors are going to see?
No, I mean, by all means, talk to them inside. I'm just saying, if things start to seem to get a little out of hand, maybe move out the door.
Maybe put the expensive stuff in the back.
Well,
Just to be safe.
most of my...
Stains easily might need to go.
As you can see, this is some of the... Other than the table directly in front of you, most of this is of the finest quality. It's all expensive stuff.
Well,
How do they typically come into your establishment? From the front or back?
They walk in through the front door, they walk over, and they say, "Good morning." They're very polite. "We're here to collect your union duty fees, and I'm expected to hand them 25% of my weekly take."
Which will be how much today?
Well, it'll be probably close to nigh on 3 gold and 4 silver.
Big spender. Sorry. Okay. Britannica, Annie, Cyrano, how do we want to lie in wait for them?
Well, there's plenty of room under most of these tables. I've got a splendid idea. We could drape some of the cloth down over the tables so it sunk down all the way to the floor. And perhaps two of you could hide right here. And he points to this table. And two of you could hide right here. And then when they come in, you could either pop out and surprise them and engage in a vicious conversation, or follow them out the door when they leave. But then I suppose if you was going to do that, you could just wait outside. But then you couldn't hear the conversation, could you? No, so we could do that, but you're the experts, as I said. Well, I'm hiring you. Doesn't make much sense for me to tell you how to do your job. Any more than it would for one of you to tell me how to sew a new pair of breeches.
Well, I can do that, but it's fine.
I'm not hiding under.
What kind of stitching do you like to do?
I mean, wait, before we get into that.
Sorry.
Annie is wearing quite loud armor, and Britannica and myself are quite large.
Oh, yes.
Perhaps we just stand to the right and left of the door. Do they look around when they entered, or do they seem to just go right for you?
No, they'll probably come in and stop and look to see if anybody else is here. They usually wait until any other patrons have left before they ask for their fees.
So if you were to drape us in your clothing and we stood really still, maybe they think we were mannequins.
Perhaps. If you
Can't-
think that might work?
Become a tree in here.
You mumbling that to yourself.
Yeah.
In character. Why don't you become a bear and just lay on the ground like a rug?
That's good.
And I'll hide under this other rug.
And Annie can put a lampshade on her head.
Uh-huh. And Cyrano dresses up as a lady. And
I mean, I can become a little bear, but it wouldn't be flats like that one.
Is the hiding and rusery necessary?
That's weird coming from you.
Well, only if it calls for it.
Well, he said they won't come in until the coast is clear.
Well, they'll come in.
So why don't we just 2 at the back and 2 in the front, and once they come in, we barricade both doors. And
Or you
come
could
in
all
after
just
them.
hide in the back room, if you want.
That
Well,
works better too.
But then they would just, if they wanted to run, they'd run away.
Oh,
Up
yes,
front.
there is. But then why would they want to run?
Why would they run? That's what I was saying. If
Maybe
we
they
Well,
wouldn't
because
run,
it would
but
be
just
like a
leave.
trap, right? I mean,
so
they
wait,
shake them down, and then we all pop out from the back,
Well, do
looking
we?
like we
Are
do.
we-
Trying to intimidate them, right?
Do they wait until people are gone to come in, or do they just wait for people to be
leave.
gone to take their money?
The latter. They'll
Yeah,
come in
so
and
they'll-
act like they're looking at things until other
Right.
people have left, and then they'll approach us, and one of them will stand at the door to make sure nobody else comes in, while the others will come up and say, "Time to pay your dues, Rick Freed, Cotton."
Right. So if they come in and they're here, we already know who they are, and what they want, and what they're doing. So they're coming in, and they'll be in the room already.
Then we just strike up the conversation.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
like,
What if they
"Hey,
just walk out and go, oh, never mind.
okay, well, I mean, what if they just did that afterwards?"
Well, I was saying we block both the doors so that they can't do that.
Sure.
I mean, I could move this, whatever this is, by the door in front of it.
On that bench. You can grab it and...
Is it a heavy bench, or?
Oh, it's a big oak bench, but you could move it. You're huge.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
How sweet. Okay. I mean, how tall is this desk or?
Well, the counter
Counter.
is remarkable. I mean, they're sitting on high stools, so the counter is unremarkable. It's like a regular, probably about 4-foot countertop, and they sit on high stools behind it. Obviously, the majority of their clientele are humans, so
This whole place is human-sized.
I mean, Cyrano and Annie could just be beneath that counter.
Why do we need... I'm with Cyrano. I don't think we need to hide. We just need to have a plan so that they can't leave.
Yes,
Right?
exactly. That's what I say.
So,
But if they can't leave, isn't that likely to result in a kerfuffle and scuffle inside the store?
well, they won't know that they can't leave
No, but once they find out...
right
Yes,
away.
probably, Rickfried. Probably.
So that's really the one thing I'm really trying very hard to hint at that I don't want to happen.
Okay, Cyrano, what do you suggest then?
Well, I'm suggesting Rickfried might need to be a little more realistic here. Because what if we can't get your money back by just talking?
No. I don't want you to get my money back.
Just stop taking it.
I just
Stopping
want
them
you to
in
make
the future.
sure that they stop coming here and pestering me every week for money that I just don't feel it's really appropriate for me to pay.
Well, then, Rickfree, we're going to have to make a mess. I don't know what you want from us.
But that was the contract. You agreed to it. You said that you could do
Little-
this.
little-
without
little-
resorting to
Try
physical
not
violence.
to. Try not to.
Little one, you need to understand that what we have learned about this problem in this town, headless murders aside, is that the people who are shaking you down are a part of a larger criminal element that possibly involves the guards, right?
The guards? Surely not.
Well,
I'm sure Captain Bartholomew would never allow such a thing.
that's not what we've been learning in our investigations. So,
Okay?
So here's the problem. If we take it outside and the guards see us, they might break our fight up
Yes.
and essentially let them go.
They're on high alert right now because of everything that's been going on. We can't do this outside. It has to happen in here. So
Well-
put your silks away.
We'll
and
give
let
you
us
back the
handle it.
money. We'll give you back the money if you don't want to do this. It's fine.
No. I mean... I suppose, can we at least try really hard?
we
Not
We
to
will
break
try
everything?
very hard.
I polish my
Fine.
will try really hard.
Where do you want to be? Out back or under the tables, or just acting like interesting patrons?
We'll wait. Yes, we'll pretend to be interested patrons. They'll come in. We'll immediately start talking to them. We'll try really hard. See how it goes.
Should we have a signal so that I can let you know who it is when they come in? Some way that I can make sure that you know that that's them, without going, "Hey, you guys, that's them."
Sure.
Clear your throat or say, "I have your gold right here." Clear your throat.
Okay.
How about this fur is luxurious?
So on the nose, I have your extortion money right here,
Like this?
evildoers.
That's a lie. What can I say? Wise but simple.
No?
Okay.
Yes, clear your throat
Okay.
very aggressively.
Right. Well,
And we'll know.
they'll be along soon. We'll be opening up just in a moment, and almost it's business as usual, Imelda. Remember, we're to appear just like two regular halfling textile merchants, ready for another fun, busy day with some out-of-town customers. And she kind of rolls her eyes and she goes, "Yes, Rickfried, I understand." Right, here we are then. Guess I'll just sit myself up here. And he starts fidgeting around, moving things around on the table, just awkwardly. Oh, silly me, I forgot to open the door. And he runs back, jumps down off the stool, runs over, opens the door, turns the sign around to open, and comes back inside, and then runs and...
Cyrano, Annie, why don't you
Right.
be somewhere better?
We'll peruse something.
Sure.
Yeah, he says, "Oh, excellent choice, Annie. We've got some lovely silk textiles that you can look at over there as well."
on the far left. Exotic. They came in from overseas, you know. Very hard to acquire. Make a very nice dress for you out of those. Or if I took at least 2 reams, I could possibly make a very nice dress for Britannica.
2 reams. Wow.
2 whole reams.
Maybe 3.
Excuse me.
3? Oh, no, I don't think that's necessary.
I don't wear much anyway. I don't need 3 reams.
Okay. So you spend about an hour waiting, which seems like considerably longer than an hour.
I'm just like refolding one piece of silk over and over again.
Spinning the ream.
Where are they?
And shortly afterwards, you hear the doorbell, the little ding-a-ding-ding as the door opens, and in walks a gentleman. He just strolls straight up and runs his fingers down this orange ream of textile that's sitting right here. Right after that, a gentleman steps in behind him with a kind of crossbow hanging down limply by his side, but it's not loaded or anything like that. And then a couple of other individuals walk in as well. They kind of like glance around. If any of you catch eye contact, this guy right here in the middle, who's got like long, flowing, kind of almost, it's blonde, but almost like an ash blonde. If you make eye contact with him, he'll look at as he's looking at the textiles, he'll just be like, oh, and smile politely at you.
Okay.
And with that, after like a short moment, he looks at the gentleman to his left and right and says, "Shop, boys, shop." And they start to come around the tables and start looking at things. Clearly, like, nonchalantly picking stuff up, putting it back down, showing no real interest.
The same way we are.
This one goes and sits on the bench right there and rests the crossbow across his knee. Rickfeed nervously says, Good day, gentlemen. I'm sure we have something that will suit you. Or, if you're buying for a lady friend, perhaps I can make some suggestions." He goes, "Oh, we're just gonna have a quick look around." And he just kind of like moves around here and starts to look at this stuff. Clearly, as that's happening, you notice he keeps like looking at all of you subtly out of the corner of his eyes, like watching you, hoping, waiting for an indication that you're about to get out or leave.
Okay, so Rickfried did he cough? Did he alert us, or did?
I think
he didn't. He absolutely.
I know. So
I'm picking it up.
So this door, does it swing inward or outward when you open it? Okay, so I'm gonna put the stuff down. Say, I need to get some of my gold. I'll be back. I'm looking at, pointing at this table, and I say that to Rickfried.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna.
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm gonna walk to the door and just lean on it with my spear, like just lean on it.
All right.
So it can't be opened.
When you do that, the guy sitting down kind of like looks up at you as he sits there with the crossbow and frowns.
I'm just gonna say hi to him. Hello.
This gentleman here with that kind of turns and looks at you. And he's got a very concerned look on his face all of a sudden. And then he clears his voice. You hear a and with that, these two individuals kind of turn and look inwards.
We need to talk.
He says, "Do we? I don't think I know you, sir. Who are you?"
Friend. Possible friend. and I'm going to be looking at my compatriots, hoping they do something, because I was not planning to take charge of this.
I'm
talk.
backing up next to you.
I'm going to
Just
step
standing
out.
there.
Yeah, I'm also going to step out, looking
Well, what do you have to talk to me about?
Oh my god.
I give Cyrano a weird, like my brow arches, my lithoderms go up with my mottled skin.
So he kind of moves and backs up towards the counter and leans against it, so
And I'm
that
gonna
he
take
can
a
get a
few
better
steps
stock of where
back.
everybody is.
I'm gonna take a few steps back. Are you robbing us?
He looks at you and he says,
I'm saying this to
wondering the
Alekma.
same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
He says, I could have sworn that man, that's what he is, said he was going to get some gold and now he's blocking the door.
What are you up to, you brute?
Seeing that, he kind of looks at you and he kind of eyes you up and down and you see him making verbal notes that you've got weapons. And then he kind of glances over at Annie as he's trying to make stock of her.
A little confused. I look confused.
Listen, strange little man in the corner. This doesn't concern you.
Well, see that it doesn't. And
Yes.
I'm gonna turn around and rifle through some more linen and textiles.
Okay. Lovely leopard print. You look great as a Joe Exotic.
I was looking at it.
He gets a side eye to Britannica and be like, I guess.
Right, this gentleman has kind of gotten up, and he moves over, to stand closer to this guy. They're all, beginning to posture for better positions. He says, so you're not robbing everybody, just me? Or,
No.
hold on, are you perhaps here to rob the textile store?
I'm gonna quickly look at Cyrano and that ruse and go, yes, exactly. We're here to rob the halflings.
No robbing, says Rick Fried. He says, and he kind of looks at you like, after all, that's what we pay you for, isn't it? Isn't that why I pay you the weekly funds, to make sure this sort of stuff doesn't happen? Oh, I suppose that's why you pay. Well, you said it's for protection, to make sure nothing bad happens. Well, these two big brutish people, they're claiming that they're going to rob us. Surely you must stop them.
Whoa. You're the protection. You're the guard. You work for the guards. I'm gonna point at the leader who's leaning against.
He looks very kind of bewildered when you say that.
Yeah, we're all fucking bewildered here. Fucking Cyrano, man.
Yeah, I kind of threw a wrench in that, huh? But this is what I want. This is exactly what I wanted, though.
So yeah, I'm like, so you're a part of the guards, the militia.
Right, he kind of moves over here now and kind of positions himself next to this guy, and you see him eyeing the window to the left. And you see him kind of giving the nod to the ones on the other side as they're eyeing the window to the right.
Ooh.
We
don't have an angle at those windows, do we?
I didn't know there were
I
windows
mean, not.
I didn't
Yeah,
know either.
those are the yeah.
Well, the one thing is they are all still shuttered. Rick Fried, in his nervousness, has not unshuttered all of them, so they'd have to open the shutters before they could, even if they wanted to dive out the window.
Okay.
He's like, who have you been talking to? We're not part of the guard. We're simple lovers of cloth and fabric, coming here to peruse for things to make a new shirt out of.
Oh. You and I could be good friends then. Because that's a...
Speak plainly, big man.
Well, looking at how your friends are dressed and how I'm dressed, clearly clothing is not really what we're here for. But we can be friends since you are not a part of the militia, and we do want to rob the halfling, and you're protecting.
The problem is we can't allow you to rob the halfling.
Why not?
Because he's a good citizen of Riverbreed, as are we, and we take care of our own.
Oh, well, we're good citizens too.
Well, you're not very good if you're coming in here to rob the poor man. Why would you do that?
Well, we're citizens of Southsides.
Oh, I see. Well, then you best be back across the bridge, you. After all, you're outnumbered here. 6. And he kind of looks at Amalda and looks at Rickfried. He says, 6-1 or 2. I'm assuming that large woman right next to you is also part of your scheme.
Yes, she's my, I want to think back to last night. She's my unicorn.
Your unicorn?
Wait, what?
What?
That's a huge bitch.
But doesn't know what a unicorn is. He heard it said, so he's just filling in words.
Well, you may be taller than most, but you are indeed outnumbered, and me and my friends are very capable at defending ourselves. So why don't you piss off before something bad happens to you?
Wait, do you guys protect this place?
Apparently we do today, miss. I'm assuming you, being a concerned citizen, would no doubt want to stand up against these two ruffians as well, wouldn't you? After all, dressed as you are like a tin can, I would assume you are quite capable of defending yourself.
So, but I'm confused what's going on.
Confused? The Rickfried here and his lovely fiancée run the textile store, and these two out-of-town ruffians have come here to rob it. We're going to put a stop to it, aren't we?
What,
And when he says
part
that,
of the
he looks
militia,
back
then?
at
I'm
Cyrano
confused.
as well.
That's what I asked, and he didn't answer. Lady.
Gore, the main guy's talking over here by the window, right?
Yep.
While they're focused on them, I'm gonna try to sneak under the table to get on the other side of him.
Okay.
That was kind of my whole.
Okay, so while
point.
you were going to try to do that during that initial conversation. Okay,
I
no problem
didn't
at all.
want to ruin
No,
your
no,
guys' flow though.
Totally understand. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
said unicorn, the flow was ruined. That's all.
Yeah, that was my whole goal was to just get their attention off of me.
Right.
and forward.
Well, they're really not paying. He's not paying too much attention to you, although this guy here is standing sideways, so you're kind of in his peripheral.
Okay.
So you're going to need to make a move silently, not to be heard, but you're also going to have to make a roll to not be seen by that guy as well. So we're going to need a double whammy from you this time.
Ooh, okay, so a move silent and
a hide. Yep.
Do you want either of them first?
Move silently because both of them would be
Would hear.
able to hear you.
Okay, here's my move silent.
$18. Okay. Pretty. I mean, padded shoes, and it's a well kept store with wooden flooring, so you can probably slide your feet across. That's probably enough to be quiet.
Okay, and then here's my hide roll.
That's the more important one.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you've got people. I mean, these guys obviously are all very nervous, so there's a lot of eye scanning. So you'll be able to kind of move up to about here before you notice this guy turn his head and like stop and look at you.
So I would have been like, that's right, we're with you, and I'm gonna take out one of my daggers, but hold it like in between my fingers, like that, like I don't know how to use it, and I have just be really shaky, like, and I'll look. Yeah, and I'll look at the two that saw me, and I'll look at them to be like, that you see me. I'll be like trying to be like, yeah, we're posturing now. As I take a few hesitant steps forward with my little knife held out while shaking violently.
Okay.
I'm more at this point. I'm more trying to play it off.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, you get more of a look, like a what the fuck is he doing kind of thing.
Perfect.
But at this point, it doesn't really look like he's seeing you as much of a threat.
Okay.
So with that, Rickfried's like, now, whatever happens, nobody must destroy my shop. Yes, you ruffians, you out-of-town thieves, leave. You're outnumbered 6-1, 2, like he said.
Why don't I just go get the militia to help?
Yes, get the militia. Miss, he says, you do notice that they're blocking the door. I don't know that if they're intending to rob the place, I doubt they're going to let you through it.
Well.
Quickly, young lady, out the back door! And Rickfried jumps up and pushes open the back door. And then looks at you like, is that what I'm supposed to do?
Oh my god.
I start making my way towards the back door.
Okay.
Looking back.
Are you going out? Are you going to go through the door?
No, I'm going to stand there in front and looking at them.
Okay.
No, don't get the militia.
You've had second thoughts, have you?
Turnicle, what do I do?
No, this was not my idea.
Okay. You won this time. I'm gonna open the door. You're outnumbered, Britannico.
This is it.
So you go? Are you leaving?
I'll let us half out the door.
I'm grabbing him and pulling him as hard as no, please don't.
He believes it.
Okay, as you do that, Rickfried is like,
oh, look, my no.
Look, we can go outside and go invisible and follow them or something.
No, we can't. They know what we look like.
That's why we go invisibly.
Please.
If I see them start to do that, I would
see it through.
okay,
Casey?
Annie, what do you want to do?
I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm gonna stand up on the counter here.
Climb up, boom, boom.
Listen, we know who you three are, and we would like to talk.
There are 4 of them.
Oh, whoops.
There's been a lot of miscounting
What is
going on
it we
today.
don't know? We don't know one of them.
We know
For some
who
reason,
you
everybody
are.
is counting one less.
Oh my god. This is all your fault, Matt.
And we
Okay.
would like to have a civil conversation.
Rickfried looks at your he's looking at your plate mail, your big heavy boots that are kind of got your pointy plate. He's like, man, my countertops.
Now, please, can we all just calm down?
He goes, the leader of their little band, now he looks very confused. He says, all right, who's with who?
Well, it doesn't matter who's with who. It matters that who you four are working for, and we need to chat.
So who's we? You and these two at the
Me.
door?
Me and
I'm
me.
gonna nervously
and
raise my hand.
Yes, fine.
Okay.
Those two at the door. I don't know who this one is.
Yes, we're all together.
What about you? And he turns around and kind of points at Cyrano and goes, what about you? Are you with them?
Yeah, what about him?
Yeah, what about you?
What about
Yeah.
me?
What about you?
Who are you?
Who am I?
That's just some bystander. It's us three, and we wanted to talk to the four of you.
Can I go outside?
No.
This
No, you have to
apparently-
stay here now.
Okay.
So as soon as, whenever Britannica and Annie says no, at the same time, all 4 of them in absolute uniform go, no!
Okay, I'll just sit over here then, I guess.
I'm gonna step back into the room and close the door again.
Thank God.
Now let's chat.
Yes.
Yes.
We know what's going on, all right? We get it.
You get what?
We get that. You get a small sum of money from Rick Free here for you to protect him. Okay.
Protect him. Fake.
So we wanted to see, first of all, if you were going to try to follow through on it, which you would, so congratulations. I'm glad to know that you would protect him from thieves. But here's the thing. He doesn't want your protection, so can we work on something where you don't take his money?
Sure. No problem. We're sorry, Rickfried. We didn't realize you didn't want our protection. We'll just be on our way then. We won't bother you again, Rickfried.
No. Who do you work for?
Well, we know who they work for.
No, shut Annie.
A very well-protected organization that you don't want to be on the wrong side of.
Well,
But
right
we
side.
don't want to impose. So, Rickfried, clearly you have invited some friends of yours to get the message across to us that you don't want our protection here in the future. And
No.
we would not want to burden you, so we'll be on our way then. All right?
No. She's mistaken. What if we want to be on the right side of this group that you are associated with?
Right, we want in on what's happening.
This was just
kind of what I was going for.
This was just the stupid halflings. We just lied to them so that we could get here to you to show you our skills.
What?
And
Lied?
then hopefully get
We had a
recruited.
contract.
Shut up over there, or I'll give you a taste of this axe.
What she
Taste of
said.
the sex.
You see,
Yeah.
Rickfried is looking incredibly nervous because he really doesn't know anymore what's real, what isn't, what he should be part of, what he doesn't want to be part of. All he knows is he's
You and me
seriously
both,
regretting
brother.
this entire thing at this moment in time. Coughing up a few gold every once in a while. You can see it going through his head. Might have been cheaper just to pay 2 or 3 gold once a week rather than this. And he looks at you and he says, there's not enough room for any extra organization. We've already got... Wait a second. And as he says that, you notice him nod to the other person and he points as his finger draws all the way down, pointing directly at Britannica's axe. As I was about to say, we don't have room for a second group to be active here in the town. After all, we have no intention of losing our heads.
Oh my god, yes.
And we're going to leave it right there. Oh, hi. Didn't see you there.
When I'm not playing a tree-hugging druid on how Reroll, I'm Shagget. You can follow me on twitch.tv/Shagget, where I stream casually, or on Twitter, if you can figure this out, at Eneb_Convos. How's that for laziest outro ever? My ass sass. See you guys.
Jane? Jane, what are you doing? You gotta record your outro. Jane? She's dead.
Hi, Jane's dead, but it's me, Jane's Spooky Ghost. You can follow me on my spooky adventures at Jane on Twitch with a 0. That's it. I'll talk to you guys later when you're dead. Please.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy, the Snuggler. Oh man, is it my 3rd campaign already? If you guys do want to follow me, I'm pretty active on Twitter at MattySweetTweet. And if this didn't scratch your D&D itch, Chris Tassix and I have a new podcast coming out. You can find out more information about that if you go to www.newcritsontheblock.com. Jane put it right there for everyone to see. We hope you guys go and check it out and enjoy it. Until next time.
Hi, friends and fans. It's me, Christy. Okay, that's good. I'm new and scared, like a lost little baby bear cub in big spooky woods of streaming. But luckily, my mentors Snugs and Jane are here to guide me through with grace and wisdom and beauty and muscles and beauty again, but mostly muscles. Jane said I could promote my art and my D&D podcast. That's all I can say about that, because she also said that hogging the spotlight is selfish and ugly. So, thanks for everything, Snugs and Jane. This is Crispy, saying sayonara.
Hi there, I'm Gorbad. Welcome to the Orc's Nest. I'm the Dungeon Master here on How Reroll, and if you'd like to follow me personally, you can do so on Twitter @Gorbad. Check out thedmblog.com for all things Dungeon Master and Dungeons & Dragons related. And of course, you can follow me on twitch.tv/Gorbad. Also, guys, don't forget to keep up with all things How We Roll. Follow us on Twitter @HowWeRoll. Check out the website www.howweroll.com, and make sure you follow us on YouTube as well. Cheers, guys.